Okay, again, it's Kim Stone. I'm going to do some standing poses. We're going to start with a low lunge. So I'm going to come up, stand tall, and we're going to step our right leg about 3.5, probably for me, maybe 4 feet apart. Now I want you to think about railroad tracks with your feet, and then squaring your hips towards the front of the room to the best of your ability. You are going to lower that front right leg. And as you do, you might need to step that left leg back a little bit. But ultimately, our goal here is to get into a position where you're on your toes on the back foot and you have your front leg is at a 90 degree. I like to think about it as if someone was sitting, could take a seat. This is your lap right here, where a child could even come sit on your lap right there. And that's how strong that front leg needs to be. You want to make sure that that knee is not over the toes. You want your weight in the heel here. And then you can rise up, keep your gaze straight ahead, and lower into that. From there, and I'm going to step back a bit, but we are going to, again, ground that right foot, try to hug it with all 3 points of the foot. You're going to leave a little micro bend in that right leg. As you lift the left leg, you're going to flex that left leg. You're going to take your right arm, squaring your hips, and you're going to reach it towards the ground. You might need a block because your goal is to keep the back completely straight. Once you get there, you can roll that left shoulder and lift your arm up. You're engaging your abs. You're keeping your foot nice and firm, a firm balance in the ground. Okay, if this is difficult, you can see I'm using this door. You can put your foot against the door, which gives you just that extra little bit of balance. Now we're going to move into revolved warrior. So we're going to bring both arms down, and you can use a block for this. Now I'm going to keep my left hand down on the ground. I'm going to tent my fingers a little bit, but really engage my fingertips. I'm going to start to release the right arm. I'm going to look forward just at the top of my mat. I'm going to bend that arm, and I'm going to lift it up. You might just get it to your hip. You might be able to get it all the way up, but the goal is to lift your gaze up as well. Revolved half moon. We're going to come to the top of our mat, keep our legs hip distance apart. I want you to rise up just for a moment and really feel that length in your spine. The crown of your head is up towards the ceiling and you're in mountain. With a tall spine, I want you to exhale, hinging at your hips, and fold over to bring your chest as close as possible towards your thighs. You may not be able to lock those knees. It's best not to. Just a little bend in the knees to keep your hamstrings from injury or too much difficulty. And as you go, you want to just drop your upper body and exhale one more time. Bring your hands towards the ground. Okay, you can also grab opposite elbows. You can relax your head down as you exhale and just really roll back and forth. Your lower back will feel that release. You want to drive your hip bones towards the ceiling. And as you're folding at your hips, hinging at your hips over there. There are a few options when you're down here that I want to mention. One is to take your peace fingers and just hook your big toes in both feet. Then you can, again, straighten your back and fold over. To take it to the next level, it's what we call gorilla. Put both hands under the bottom of your feet. The goal is to get your toes to your wrist. If you're not able to do that, that's fine. But keeping your spine straight and folding your body over your hips, over your legs, dangling that head down for a long spine, a long neck, and giving yourself that stretch all through the back of your body. Also, in this position, you can do a half bend. Okay, you can place your hands here, but you want your back to be completely flat. You don't want to arch it up. You don't want to bring it in and open your chest. You want a flat back. So we just call that flat back. You can rest your hands here, make your gaze go forward, or it can be down here as well, as long as you can keep that flat back. Okay. Also, it's called it can be called half lift. All right, we're going to move from there into crescent moon or high lunge. Okay, so again, we're going to start with the right leg. We're going to bring, oh, I'm sorry. We already did crescent moon. This is low lunge. So you're down here in low lunge with your leg down, and you can bring that knee forward and lean into it. You don't want your knee over your toes. Bring your hands up overhead from there. And that is your low lunge. Okay, from there we're going to come back up to mountain. Take a deep breath in mountain. Ground your feet. And I want you to put your weight into your right foot. You really need to gain some great connection with the ground there. Completely grounding. Start to lift some of that weight off of your left foot. At the same time, I'm going to have you wrap your arms around like you're giving yourself a big hug. Your right arm is going to go under your left, and you're going to give yourself a big hug. Okay, from there, you're going to swing your fingertips up towards the sky, just bending down, and your palms, the goal is your palms to touch one another. Okay, with your left leg, you're going to lift up as high as you can, keeping your spine straight, your hips squared as high as you can. Cross it over and around, and do the best you can to tuck those left toes behind the right calf. If you're unable to get there, it's fine to kickstand your foot, bringing it in as close as you can to the side of your right foot. I will note that I did reverse arms on that one. If I was doing my left leg, I would have my left arm under and wrap that direction, you can see, and then wrap here. So that is eagle. If you struggle in eagle, it's very important to find yourself a drishti. Find a point on the wall that you can look at while you're trying to hold that balancing pose. And as you advance and as you gain your balance, try to lift your gaze further up. The other thing is, especially with your arms, as you are engaging, your wrap can be tighter, but also as you breathe out, you can lift those arms up towards the sky to really engage and stretch your upper back. At the same time, you want to roll the shoulders down. Arms up together, shoulders down. Okay, we are going to go back to the base we had. We were in our crescent right here. And we are going to find railroad tracks with our legs. Okay, a straight front knee. If you need a little bend in that front knee, that's fine. And then I want you to bring your arms out. Check in with yourself and make sure your left arm is going straight back. I have my right arm and my right leg forward. In this, I'm going to engage that upper quad on this side, and I'm going to, with a tall spine, reach towards the front wall. As I'm doing that, I'm going to bring it down and come in to triangle. My left arm is going up to the sky, straight up from my shoulder, and my gaze is lifting up to the sky. Okay, from here, we can do revolve triangle. So I'm going to bring both hands down to the ground. You may need a block for this hand. And from there, you're going to lift your right arm up to the sky, square those hips, engage your abs, and your gaze goes up over your right arm for revolve triangle. From here, we can keep that both hands on the ground. And keep that leg as straight as possible. Reach forward with the crown of your head and then fold down over your right knee to engage for a great calf and hamstring stretch. You're stretching the whole backs of your right leg on that one. From there, we're going to come up. We're going to touch our toes and our heels. Keep our feet nice and close together. We're going to put the weight into our heels. We're going to sit back into chair. Think about the backs of your hips being pulled back and down. Okay, you do not want those knees over your toes. You want a nice alignment, squared hips. Engage your abs, look forward and bring your arms up. Okay, a variation that helps you get into this position is to go here and start with your arms out, but your chest low at your knees. Now sit down and rise up. From there, you can come to heart center with your hands. Look to your right. Take your left elbow and tuck it on the outside of your right knee. You want your heart and your hands to meet, your gaze to go out to that wall on the right-hand side, and your hips to go back. Make sure you keep your knees in alignment with one another and in alignment with your toes. You will notice that one will want to cave one way or the other. Squeeze them together. Squeeze your thighs together. Engage your abs and engage your core. Come back to center, and you can fall forward in a forward fold. Shake that out. Okay, we're going to work through our warriors now. So again, I want you to think about railroad tracks. We're going to take our right hand forward, right leg forward, left leg is going to be on a 45-degree angle. And you're going to rise up. Keep your hips straight ahead. And then again, you want to bend into that front leg. Do not make that knee, let that knee go over your front toe. This is warrior one. Okay, from there, you can slide your foot so that it is, your front foot should be at 12 o'clock. Your back foot should be pointing to 9 o'clock. Okay, you're going to take your arms here and then you're going to extend them out over both of your knees. Check your back arm, make sure it's going straight back. Your gaze should be over your right middle finger. From here, it's a great option to go to half moon. You can go up like that. We've done that already. But that makes for a great transition there. You can also, from there, okay, so we are in warrior two, and we can go in and you want to sit down into that, arms are out, tuck your left hand behind your back, take your right hand and go up for reverse warrior. Your gaze goes up to your right hand. Okay, and then you can also come down for side angle pose. So you're locking your elbow in, pushing that right knee out, and bringing your left hand up over your head, and your gaze goes towards the sky or towards your left fingertips. Okay, one more. So we are going to go from there to warrior three. So your weight is going to be in your right foot. Your left foot is going to go back, and it needs to be parallel to the ground. You want to flex that foot, bring it up. You can have airplane arms with a flat back, or you can bring your arms out in front of you at your ears and keep a flat back. Thank you.